Winter Surfer. Playing the worst team in the league. You're winning with a few minutes to go, and you throw it away. Talk to me.
I didn't think this. I could say anything more about this guy who's in charge of my team. He went with a 3-5-2 today, playing Gallagher on the left wing to start with, and Palmer in the middle. He then played for a 2-1 win away at Sheffield United from the 70th minute onwards by taking off Palmer and then taking off Madueke. Good man management, taking off the guy who just scored. He's got a load of confidence. Well done, Poch. He then, after that sub, he moved Gallagher to the right for some reason. After him on the left all game. And then he made 2 substitutions when we had like 2 minutes left of injury time, messing up the defense, whatever the defensive structure was. And then we can see, he's outdoing himself by saying, you know that Burnley result a week ago? I'm going to show you something. I've got the Sheffield United one in my bag for you right here. Hold my beer.
I'm sorry to start. I'm sorry, but I don't get me wrong. I don't think Poch is good enough for this team. Similar to Ten Hag at United, I think maybe it's time for both of them to go. But at what point do we say Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, the players on the field? When do we start?
Enzo Fernandez was fine today, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't get why you're speaking about Enzo today. Enzo was fine today. It's a script. It's a script at this stage now, isn't it? It's a script.
I'm not biased. I don't know. I'm not biased. I see how it is.
First of all,
Enzo wasn't a problem today, though. I don't get your point why you're even mentioning him. And Caicedo, that wasn't a problem today. That wasn't a problem. We had the majority of the ball.
Hang on, let me jump in for a minute. Explain what you're saying, then you guys can rebuttal it. Just let him finish his point, please, and then we'll throw you guys back in. Why did you think Enzo was a problem today?
That's the problem.
Do it without mentioning the prayer transfer fee as well, if you can do it as well.
Okay, we're going to know that. Enzo Fernandez was bought there with Caicedo to control that midfield. I do not feel when I watch Enzo Fernandez, I don't feel he's controlling the games. I don't feel he's playing the role that he should be playing in the team. He has moments. He's had a few good games. So did Di Maria when he first came to United. Don't get me wrong there. And I do think he's a good player, but it might not work in the Premier League. It might not work with Chelsea. Again, and you could be right. Don't get me wrong. The setup might be wrong for him. Maybe he needs new management, but he should be doing more. I just feel he should be doing
what did Enzo do wrong today? And what would you expect for Enzo to do today in today's setup?
Again, I know he's in midfield. I get it. He's in midfield. He's not a striker. He's not a defender. He's not going to make tackles and headers and get goals and so forth. But again, I didn't feel Chelsea controlled the game well enough with him in the team. That's all I'm saying.
We had majority of the ball though. So surely if we're not controlling the game, Sheffield would have had most of the ball.
United have the ball a lot of times in games this season, but again, we don't control the games. You have the ball, but you don't control the game. Again, the game.
No. I can't lie to you, Fires, yeah, bro. You're waffling, respectfully, yeah. We had majority of the ball today. The problem was our creativity today, right?
You did say respectfully.
And a big part of that, yeah, it was how we were set up. Do you know what I'm saying? Palmer today was poor. He still managed to get an assist for Madueke, but on that left hand side, I was literally tweeting it, watching the game. It was like a diamond. We was keeping the ball, we was popping it about. That's why when you're talking about Enzo Fernandez, I'm thinking, what do you mean Enzo Fernandez? He was moving the ball about in the midfield, but again, we were lacking creativity. Our XG this game 0.35, something ridiculous like that. And today it's not on Gallagher. Gallagher doesn't pick where to play. It's the manager that puts him there. Right, he put him on left wing. He's not a winger. Yeah, all he was doing on that side was basically helping us keep the ball. But Sheffield are just sitting back. So where's the attack? Where's the attack?
Where I disagree with you, disagree with you guys. I agree that Enzo was fine, but fine ain't good enough. This man is a central midfielder, and he's not, as you just said. There's almost zero creativity from him today. He lost the ball 23 times. And about 16 of them were unforced errors because it wasn't like you guys were being pressed. It wasn't like you guys. So I understand KDB losing it a lot because he's around the edge of the box and it's crosses and through balls trying to score. And all high level creative players lose the ball anywhere between 18 to 25 times per game. But Enzo isn't creating chances. He's barely breaking lines. He lost possession 23 times in the match. I only checked that statistic because I saw him lose it so often. And I just thought to myself, you're up against the worst team in the league. Yeah, there are some nice moments because he passes the eye test. But outside of that, he's not creating chances. He's not protecting you when you're out of possession because you are vulnerable through the middle and on the wings when it comes to it. He loses the ball far too regularly without pressure. So I think you're right to say he was fine. He was probably a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. But surely you should be expecting more. I'm not going to mention his price tag, but from a player of his quality, you should be expecting more than losing it 23 times, not creating chances, and not stopping, not being a key component in stopping Sheffield United from attacking you, Don.
The point that I'm making, Terry, is I'm not saying that these men were world class today. I'm not one saying that. All I'm saying is overall, the team wasn't playing the best that it could because the shape and the structure that it was in, right? Gallagher on that side doesn't work. Like Andrew said already, he played him left wing and then he moved him right wing. Yeah, it wasn't fluid today. Palmer was even worse. I don't know why you're trying to pick out Enzo. If you want to talk about anyone underperforming today, it was Palmer. Palmer was poor today.
Okay, but the reason why, hold on, Terry. Sorry, Don. But the reason why people, a lot
of the chances when you say that Enzo's giving the ball away, let me finish my point. When you talk about Enzo losing the ball, sorry, a lot of the time it's him trying to make something happen. When you actually watch how he's losing the ball, you're moving like he gets the ball and he can't pass it to the person next to him. That's what you're acting like, and that's disingenuous. Yeah. When you see Enzo getting the ball, most of the time he's trying to make something happen. So trying
to make something happen, fine. But he didn't make anything happen. So if your job is to make something happen and you don't make something happen, you didn't have a good game. Equally, ground duels. He attempted 5 ground duels today, lost all of them. He lost half of his aerial duels today.
So we lost the game because of Enzo. What's your point, Terry? We lost the game because of Enzo. Is that what you're saying?
My point is, you're out here defending Enzo, and
we didn't bring him up. You guys brought him up. We didn't bring him up. You guys did.
Enzo.
It's a script at this point. It's just a script at this point. We lost the game because of Enzo.
Hang on a minute. How is it a script where I'm giving you factual information about what I saw and what the statistics back up from this game? That is not a script. It was brought up because Fayez thinks, yes, Poch is to blame, but some of your star players need to be discussed. You lot are defending him, but he gave the ball away. He didn't create. He was very poor in the defensive attributes, as we've seen with his ground duels. What did he do that made him okay for you today?
But that wasn't the person that I was going to speak about. It's you guys that brought him up.
Yeah, but you defended.
I didn't bring him up as the person that was a key player today.
No, that's irrelevant. But you defended him. Fayez is saying that for a player of his quality, he hasn't delivered today. You and Andrew jumped straight in with, he was not really good. He was good for us today. He weren't a problem. I disagree. I've shown you why. Lack of maintaining possession, lack of creativity, poor in his defensive work.
You actually put through a couple of nice balls in the second half. We just didn't capitalize on them. That's what happened.
What? Listen, I don't know. Like what I watched today was our players keeping the ball, popping it about between them in that midfield, but they were lacking consistent patterns up top is what I was watching today. I didn't watch a midfield that was struggling to control the game because, like I said, we had majority of the ball. We weren't doing much with it. The main problem that I had a problem with today was our structure and how we were set up. Right, like Andrew has said, he decided to take off the attackers. I didn't look at the game today and think it was ping pong football. You guys literally hear me talk about ping pong football every single week because we're lacking control. Our midfield wasn't a problem today. It was our attack. That was what the problem was, and it was very clear because, like I said, we weren't creating nothing. It reminded me of the game when we played Sheffield at home. And in the first half, Andrew, remember that the XG in the first half? It was shocking, bro. And in the second half, Palmer had to turn up and save us again. So the point that I'm saying when I'm defending Enzo is because I don't think our midfield was the issue today. I think the setup was the main problem because, like I said, it didn't allow us to play well and create the sort of chances that we needed to create.
Yeah, you're playing Sheffield though. You're playing Sheffield though. You're playing Sheffield though. Like, what are you saying? Bro, like, whatever setup.
I'm saying that we weren't set up correctly to play against that low block. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, the quality of players that you have in your team are good enough, regardless of the setup, to go and up against.
You said they're worse than Brighton. Listen,
I said
expect much from them.
Listen, hey, Don. When you're speaking, I was quiet. So be quiet. Let me finish what I'm saying. When you speak, people keep quiet. So when they're speaking, let them speak. When they finish, then you can jump in. Don't jump down my throat. I'm simply saying the quality of the individual players that you have, each one of them, quality-wise, are good enough in whatever setup that they're put in to go against the Sheffield, regardless of how terrible you think Poch set them up. Are you telling me that in that midfield, you don't think that Enzo's quality and Caicedo's quality is good enough to say, look, we need to break down this Sheffield team and put 2-3 goals past them? At this point, let's get it done. When is it that you're going to put some blame on your players to say, listen, when are you going to take things by the scruff of the neck? Palmer does it all the time for you. And the day he doesn't do it, you guys say he's bad. Because Palmer,
He was.
Palmer, yeah, he was. I'm saying, but
Hey, no
he's
penalty, no party.
He's the one who takes
no,
things
no.
by the scruff of the neck and tries to
Just
make
said about
something
Harry
happen.
Kane, mate.
And the
And
day
he was
he
poor
doesn't do
today.
it, no, the day he doesn't do it, you say he's poor. But what about your other players? And that's why
But
people listen.
that's the problem.
Listen.
That's the
People,
problem. We're an
listen,
individual team. We're
let
one
me
man team,
finish.
bro.
Let me finish. People call out Enzo because they believe that he's got quality. Not forget the price. They believe he's got quality. So when they don't see him performing, people call him out. People call out Caicedo because they believe he's got quality. When they don't see him performing, they call him out. People call out certain players in your team because they believe that they have quality. I'm not going to call out. You guys blame Gallagher for a lot of things, and I'm like, he's not even the
No one's
best.
blaming Gallagher today.
No.
I'm saying
No,
Gallagher.
not today. I'm saying generally, and he's not even one of the best players on your squad. I'm like, you're not even talking about the guys who are literally some of who we believe have quality. Like, you don't blame those guys, and those guys they bring you nothing. They give you guys nothing. That's why we call Enzo out. This is
I hear that, Dio. I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying. Yes, we expect more from these players. No one disagrees with the overarching point that you're making. But what I'm saying is the structure. The structure is what I was looking at. Like I said, I spoke about it in the first half. I literally tweeted it, bro. Saying we need to take Gallagher off at half time. He took off our attackers. Like you've said, yeah, we was playing against a low block, right? They were just sitting back. Yeah, we had to have, and even when we went up 2-1, instead of just getting them by the neck and squeezing them and going for the kill, like what most teams do against Sheffield, he decided to just reserve and sit back, and that's the problem. That's why I've got to look at the manager. But I agree with you.
That element you're spot on about, and I know you beat Man United, right? And looking back at it now, you know, we all know it was lucky either way. But he did the same thing in that game. You needed 2 goals, and he made all these defensive changes, and you caught life because of a mistake by Man United, and then a secondary mistake by us attacking after that point. If we would have just carried on playing how we were, you wouldn't have won. And today, we did it a little bit against Liverpool. Just that element, I think, is on Poch. Those negative substitutions are such an encouragement to your opponents to let's go at them now, because there's not much left on the pitch that's dangerous.
Sheffield United brought on Cameron Archer for Trusty late in that game, an attacker for a defender.
I didn't even give my take on the game, because I was going to criticize guys like Badiashile when you speak about the players. Yeah, why we're not talking about them, bro? Badiashile came on just before that set piece. The guy's about 6'3", 6'4", and he struggles to time his jumps. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to these aerial duels, it's not just about your height; it's about how you time the jump. And once again, defensively, he's been poor. You know, he comes on and it's a shit show. You know, and then they score, like I said, literally just before the game, before the ref blows for full time. So these men don't go off scot free. But I'm just saying that the platform that these men are trying to build from, it just doesn't allow them to play that well. And it's not like I'm only saying this today. I've been saying this for weeks, bro, for months, in fact, about how we play.